Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Just Call Me Phil in the legal advice subreddit. The post is titled, "I need to find help for a gay teenager who does not want to go to a camp to cure him. Alright, I do not live in Michigan, but the family that needs help is there. I have a cousin who is 17 years old and his parents found out that he is gay. He found out that they are going to send him to one of these camps that claim they can cure him. He had a friend who was forced to go and the poor kid was horribly abused and is not doing well mentally or physically. When he found out that those people would come for him, he ran away, called me, and I called some friends who got him to another part of my family. They are going to try to keep him safe. His 18th birthday is next week on Tuesday and we need advice on how to keep him from going. How can we protect him? I don't know much about that camp, so I do not know if they can still force him to go. Advice on how we can keep him safe is very much needed. Update. It is the middle of the night and my phone won't stop ringing because of my family. To keep this short, my cousin Jake was outed about 4 or 5 days before his 18th birthday in the summer. His parents, my aunt and uncle, made arrangements to send him to one of those awful camps that claimed they can cure him. A kid in his community was forced to go and came back clearly not well, so Jake did not want to go. Jake ran away from home and jumped from one family house to another. His parents did not file a missing person report because they did not want to look bad to their neighbors. They just told them that he went to that camp willingly. He disappeared in the middle of October and turned up in my city a week later. After making sure he was safe to bring home, my wife and I allowed him to stay. He did not want me to tell the rest of the family for a while because those people at the camp kept showing up to take him. I made sure to talk to a lawyer who assured Jake that they cannot take him. 3 days ago, he told his parents he was here. A few hours later, those camp people showed up, but they were unable to take him. My family has been blowing up my phone for the last 2 days, angry that I did not tell someone sooner. Well, Jake did not feel safe yet and still does not. I wanted to make sure he was ready. Still, even those who want to protect Jake are upset with me for hiding him. Edit. Thank you all for the awards. I don't deserve them, but thanks. Since I am drinking coffee and slowly going through the comments, I thought I should say a few things. First, while I figured I wasn't the AH for hiding him from my more narrow-minded family, it was those who really wanted to help Jake that made me feel guilty. They were all scared out of their minds and wanted the peace of knowing he was okay. I felt bad for not telling them. Though I am sure they wouldn't have turned him in, I felt bad because we were working on keeping him safe. Also, we got a lawyer who alerted the police to be on the lookout for those camp people in case they try anything. Jake is not going out alone until we are sure he is safe. Third, we are looking into how to get his paperwork, like his birth certificate, here because there is no way he trusts his parents to just hand them over. My grandmother-in-law is talking to some people who could help. Fourth, Jake says hello and thank you. Oh, and we're Catholic, not Christian. We're our own special type of jackasses. Edit. Once again, okay, you're right about the Catholic Christian thing. I was raised to split hairs. I apologize. Update 2. First, I want to thank everyone for their comments and advice. Thank you for saying I was not the AH because I was doubting myself. Regarding the camp people, we have footage of them coming up to our house and other family members' houses looking for Jake. So we have a clear image of what they look like. I already warned those people not to come near our house or Jake. They seem to listen, but Jake is still not going to leave the house without someone. I talked to the police about it and they cannot do anything unless these people break the law, but they will keep an eye out. Well, better than nothing, I guess. Regarding the paperwork, my aunt and uncle refuse to hand over the papers. They want Jake to either come home or go with those people. Neither is happening. We are looking into ways to get Jake's paperwork without them, but someone suggested calling the police and explaining what happened. While I don't usually want to go that far, that is probably what we will have to do. Regarding therapy, Jake agreed to it. I am getting a referral from my own therapist, so Jake is going to get help there. Regarding family, insert loud sounds of pained annoyance. Some family members threatened to come over to try to make Jake go back home. Others, while understanding why I didn't tell them Jake was here, are still upset with me. It will be a while before I can smooth things over with them. Regarding Jake, he is safe. We have him set up comfortably here. My grandmother-in-law has pretty much adopted him, and I am sure she is going to put him in her will. He is safe, surrounded by people who support him, and I am going to see about finding him some work when he is ready to try it. Again, thank you everyone for your messages and advice. We will be using them. Jake says thank you as well. Update 3. I wasn't sure if people were still reading this or if I could make a third post. I decided to update here just in case I cannot make a third post. Jake is doing well. While it was a struggle to get his papers from his parents, Jake threatened to tell their community and church that he ran away and they did not file a police report. They handed the documents over to keep him quiet. I helped him get his license here. He is staying with my family and me for the time being. My grandmother-in-law has adopted him, I think. She is quite fond of him. He has a job, is in therapy, and we found out his ex-boyfriend's parents were the ones who spilled the beans about him being gay. He is an ex because he sided with his parents, so screw him. But despite everything, he is going to be okay. We are not worried about those camp people anymore. He is safe, he is well, and he says hi. A Total Mess said, I will never ever understand the obsession some people have with another person's sexuality. Why, just why, does it bother them so much who another person is attracted to? As long as there are no underage children involved and everyone consents safely, why does it matter? Affectionate Eye said, I can't believe those conversion camps are operating legally. It is so disturbing. What a relief that OP's cousin managed to stay out of their clutches. I hope that now, a few years down the road, they are doing well. Peter09 said, I'll say it once again, gay conversion camps are some of the most disgusting and inhumane things out there. They abuse, torture, and bully people. Any parents who send their kids to those camps deserve to rot in hell. I hope Jake remains well and stays away from those disgusting people. The second story was made in the relationship subreddit by a user named Hurt But Hopeful. The post is titled, I caught my boyfriend talking to FINDOMS for the third time. He wants to get help from a therapist. I don't know if I should forgive him, but I want to because he is willing to change. My boyfriend and I have been dating for over 1.5 years now, and besides this one issue, we get along swimmingly. I love this man so much and know that he loves me, but he has hurt me for the possible last time. This is the third time he has done this, and I am sick with rage and don't know what to do. A bit of backstory. I am his first serious relationship ever. Before we got together, he was messaging cam girls since he was 17 and sending them money. He is a real sweetheart, but not very social. I was the one who made the first move and asked him out. A month into our relationship, I was on Twitter connecting my contacts. I added his email and an account with the handle u/Steam for Mayhem came up. Curious, I clicked on the account and was shocked beyond belief. I don't have the energy to go into what the fandom community is like, but a quick Google search will give you the idea. That is what his account was like, and also had pictures of himself in submissive clothing. The account had not been used in 2 years, but I was still upset about it. I talked about it with him, and he was extremely remorseful and said he was too embarrassed to tell me. I forgave him and said that if he had questions or concerns, he should talk to me and that I would not judge him for his past. He deleted the account. Cut to 6 months later, I had his phone and was using it to find a place to go to breakfast. An email popped up thanking him for a transfer of $100 to PayPal. We are not rich people, and he had recently been complaining about finances that day, but wanted to take me out because I wasn't feeling well. This made me feel worse, as I did something I never did with any of my other boyfriends. I snooped. Hard. I found out that he had been sending money to multiple women and asking them to do or say certain things for about a month. This took a week to uncover, and I waited to see if he would come clean and talk to me. He didn't. I broke down and confronted him, and he denied it to my face. I didn't talk with him for 3 days before he came over and said he had a problem, that it was hard to adjust, and that he didn't tell me because he didn't want to lose me or leave me. But I had fallen for him at this point and really had deep feelings for him. He blocked her. I gave him an ultimatum, do this again and I'm leaving. Because of my lost trust and paranoia, I did something that was really uncool. I added my fingerprint to his phone so I could access it quicker. I never used it. A week ago, I told him about it, and he was visibly upset but not too angry. Something about his reaction didn't sit right with me and made me extremely suspicious. Cut to last night. We were dog sitting for a friend, and I have not trusted him since I found out about this last incident. I had been having conversations with him where I felt like he was hiding something from me and that he wasn't being open enough. I asked him every day and he said nothing was wrong. I looked through his phone while he was sleeping and found videos that he had paid for. I was so sick I couldn't sleep. I couldn't believe he did this again and lied to me again. He found me on the couch and asked if I was okay, and all I could do was stare at him. He knew instantly. He immediately confessed and admitted that he was wrong and made a huge mistake. I asked him to show me the messages and was appalled at what I saw. I almost kicked him out of the house. The messages were so bad. I read them aloud and he just hung his head in shame. Going through more messages, I found out he video chatted with one of them and talked about me very negatively, but also said he felt kind of guilty about what he was doing. He apologized over and I just grasped why he did it again. We are going to see my family for Thanksgiving, then we are going to New York, then Disney World for Christmas. He calls me every day, we hang out together every day. He has talked about moving in together for the past 6 months. He's been doing this since August. We talked for over 2 hours and came to the conclusion that we want to work it out, but that he needs help. He gave me all the passwords to his social media, emails, and bank accounts. I messaged the women and told them I was not upset with them because they were just doing their job and fulfilling a fantasy. They apologized, gave me their condolences, understood, and blocked him. He blocked them and deleted their messages. He wants to go to a therapist tomorrow and talk about this because he says he really does not want to lose me because he was a dumbass. I just don't know. I still love him, but he's hurt me multiple times. I know this subreddit is quick to say, give up, but I really think if we get help, things will be okay. But this hurts a lot. I don't want to go through this again, and I don't know if a therapist will help. Update. He is going to a therapist on Friday by himself. He saw the post and thinks everyone is right and feels like a piece of shit. Wants me to go with him after his first appointment. Still unsure of what I'll do. Definitely on the fence. He's taking a step and I know that he can do better. Told him that I am not here to help him and if he wants to do better, he has to do so for himself. Willing to work on it as long as he does too. Thank you all again for the solid advice and messages. Update 2. I wasted another year of my life trying to help a person who never helped themselves, and I'm paying for it in every way imaginable. I introduced him to the r/StopFinDoms subreddit. We went to therapy 3 times. I tried avoiding it. I tried confronting him. Nothing worked because he never stopped the cycle. I was going to study abroad in Asia in December and did not need this on my mind before I went. So very impromptu on November 16th, I decided I could not be with him anymore. I was sick of feeling used and lied to about something he didn't need to lie about. I didn't have solid proof, just a mental feeling that he was hiding something from me. He wasn't trying to fix our relationship at all, even though he swore up and down he did. Instead of handling it well, he showed me an engagement ring his mom gave him as I was breaking up with him and begged me to stay again. We didn't speak at all while I was away, and I wish it had stayed that way. I came back early January, and our lease isn't up until February, so I decided we could live together until then. It was great until Monday, or at least I thought so. We were talking openly about our feelings, and he kept apologizing for everything that went wrong. He still wanted to be my friend. It wasn't until that Monday that he got a new phone and switched his SIM card to it. While he was at work, his old phone kept going off, so I looked at it. I fully acknowledged that since we aren't together, I had no right to go through his phone, but the things I found make me feel no guilt whatsoever. If anything, I'm proud I can see him for who he actually is. I found out he went to see one of the doms he was cheating on me with in Los Angeles and never stopped talking to her, even before we broke up. He is $15,000 in debt from sending multiple doms money. After I saw this, I puked, packed a bag, and left. I texted him that I am leaving, and unless it is about the apartment, I never wanted to hear from him again. We've been avoiding each other since. I've been slowly moving my things out and putting them in storage, and I just feel emotionally defeated. I went through 3 months worth of messages and found a few interesting things other than the nudes, videos, and pretty subpar sexting. He acknowledges that he lied and that he had an intimate connection with her. She replied, "That's called deceit, not cheating." He's glad that it was her, glad he can finally make someone happy, glad he can please his goddess, glad to be free, and upset that I never understood him. Wow, what a goof. He is so disillusioned and addicted to this lifestyle that he genuinely believes she cares about him and that he's in the right. He thinks she's actually his friend while she goes out to dinner with her boyfriend using his money and uses him for emotional support. She is being paid thousands of dollars to stroke their ego, so I think I would understand that you have to keep the customer happy. She got $500 off that Los Angeles visit, which is pretty impressive if you ask me. I feel like I should say that I respect sex workers and everything they do a lot, but this specific dom is manipulative and has no boundaries. She is a half-baked amateur at best who really has no clue how to even pretend to know what she's doing. She gives actual doms a bad name. Anyone who is a proper dom and actually cares about their sub's well-being would never do the things these two concocted, like sending me a picture of her behind and saying she only did it because he asked her to, asking him how he's going to spoil me today, and him telling her that he's going to take me to get my nails done as a surprise, him telling her how unappreciative I am of his gifts because they don't feel genuine. I never consented to any of this, and this has messed me up for life. But get this, she's an advocate for mental wellness. What a joke. She praised him for getting out of a toxic relationship and was glad he could be free from all my nagging and that I wouldn't hold this over his head anymore. But he never told her that I was the one who actually ended the relationship. But yeah, he never changed. He talked a big game but is so deep into his addiction and himself that he's willing to risk everything for it. I should have listened to everyone's advice and left when I had the chance. I shouldn't have moved in with him. Instead, I was emotionally abused by a narcissist who felt that he did everything he could. A direct quote he said to the FINDOM he never stopped talking to for the past 6 months. To those who are questioning and still have hope for the hopeless, get out while you can. You can't change anyone who does not want to change themselves. You can't convince someone they're in the wrong once they see they're in the right. You may think that other people don't know them as well as you do. It's just something you tell yourself to avoid the actual truth, that you're sacrificing yourself for someone who won't even do the same for you. Take care of yourself first because you're only damaging yourself in the long run. Sorry if this looks all over the place, by the way. As happy as I am that I made the decision to leave, I am super depressed and feel like I failed. I know this is all his fault, but I feel like I should have seen this coming. That besides this one thing, he was amazing, but it was a lie. Reddit really helped me the last time, and that's the only reason I'm posting here, because I haven't slept in the past 3 days and could really use some support and will probably regret posting this later. Update. I went to sleep and came back to 1,000 upvotes. Thank you for the platinum and the silver. I truly appreciate it. The comments are overwhelming and I'm trying to upvote them all, but I am beyond grateful. A couple of notes. For those who don't want to Google, FINDOM is financial domination. A more direct definition is that financial domination, also known as money slavery, is basically a fetish where people want to be controlled by another person in exchange for money. They pay people for controlling them, and the one in charge is known as a financial dominatrix. Usually, a male is the submissive who is referred to as a pay pig, a money slave, or even a human ATM because the FINDOM can extract as much money as they can from these subs. I don't have a problem with FINDOM. We actually tried it together. I was uncomfortable with it mainly because I linked it with his cheating and lying. I expressed that I wanted to be monogamous, and he stated that he wanted help, felt sick, and wanted to change. I said that if this is what he wants to do, that's fine, I'm fine with that, but I don't want to be deceived and used. Just communicate with me. But as I found out from the messages, he loved emotionally manipulating me and loved to see me hurt. He got off on my pain, a direct quote. He got off on mentally abusing me, and that's not okay. He also had a home-wrecking fetish, but I guess it loses the appeal if I consent to it. It's Sarah W. said, getting out right before COVID hit is like in the movies, sliding under a closing gate and reaching safety at the last second. To this simple inflation said, at least we know that with everyone being holed up inside for months on end, he definitely dug himself into a financial hole. He was definitely laid off, and when he went to his dommy mommy about his feelings, she told him to piss off if he wasn't going to give her money. He is definitely living with his parents, employed but not able to save up any money to move out because of his kink. That's how I'd like to hope it ended afterward. Artie Blackwood said OP was torturing herself, giving him chance after chance when financial domination was not the only problem here. The guy clearly did not care about her on an emotional level, and the home-wrecking fetish was just an excuse for his cheating. This guy was just using her, honestly. The financial domination was just the icing on the cake. I hope she is doing well, and as for the ex, he is probably in debt. This final post was made in the AITA subreddit by a user named Knox. The post is titled, "I don't want to get a job." The title sounds bad, I know, but please, wise people of Reddit, just hear me out. Also, English is not my first language, so sorry for any mistakes. My boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years now, and we decided it was time to live together. Some background information: he is an engineer working for a big company in my country, and I am a writer. I also own 2 apartments in a very popular and nice area of the city where we live that I rent for extra income. Even though the pandemic hit my country hard, I did not experience any difficulties because my tenants have kept paying rent. Therefore, my income has not changed at all. I am not a millionaire by any means, but I can live comfortably just renting my properties. On to the main issue. We decided that I would move to my boyfriend's flat as it is bigger than the one I currently live in, and we agreed that we would split everything 50-50. I would do more household chores than him since I work from home, but I had no problem with this, of course. However, my boyfriend is now saying that I should look for a real job because it would be unfair that you stay home all day doing nothing while I work. I am currently working with my editor to finish the first novel in my series, so it is not like I do nothing all day. I refuse to do so because 1, I have a real job, and 2, I can pay my share of the living costs without any problem. He insists that I am being unreasonable. Am I the asshole? Update. So I posted this a few days ago, and a lot has happened since then. Of course, I sat down with my boyfriend to talk about his sudden change of attitude toward my job as a writer, and I told him that it was very disrespectful to say I have to get a real job when I already have one. I also told him that I was considering ending the relationship because of that. However, I asked if there was something he wasn't telling me because this behavior was not normal at all. At first, he doubled down, saying there was nothing he was hiding, but after I insisted a bit more, he admitted he was jealous of me. He said he hates his job and resents seeing me so happy and fulfilled with mine. The fact that I have another source of income only makes his jealousy worse because I am pretty independent and can stop working whenever I want. However, he said he was willing to let me continue writing if I also worked somewhere else to make things fair. I was flabbergasted to say the least. So yeah, I broke up with him. It hurts, but I'll live. Maybe this will give me ideas for another novel, ha ha ha. Thank you all for your advice and kind words. They have been really helpful. Edit. Holy shit, I was not expecting my update to blow up like this. Thank you so much everyone, and thank you for the awards. I honestly don't know how they work, but oh well. I'll try to answer everyone who took the time to comment. It's the least you deserve. Edit 2. I know I said I was going to answer everyone who commented, but I'm honestly so overwhelmed with all your responses that my writing brain cannot handle everything. I just want everyone to know that I'm reading every single one of your comments and upvoting everyone. Again, thank you so much for reading. Edit 3. Guys, seriously, you have no idea how your amazing comments are making me feel right now. I'm sad, yes, but also overwhelmed with all of these lovely messages. I honestly thought this was not going to attract any attention, but boy was I wrong. I hope I can make another post very soon telling you that I published my novel. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. I hope all you lovely Redditors have an amazing Christmas, and I wish you all the best. 2006, Bruin said, contributing 50-50 and doing more than half the housework is not enough. Nah, I didn't need to read any further. Bug Hunter said, at first when OP said they were dating an engineer, I expected it to be typical STEM lord nonsense. Nope, just garden variety nonsense. Some people are really their own worst enemy. Peter09 said, frankly, if someone like this weirdo boyfriend talked to me that way, I would be pissed. Good for OP for dumping him. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, GamerSupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.